Message for my people.
Nick Dad, baby. We the new label.
Yeah. Now this the black sheep sticking its home. I need a crib like I'm Gatsby.
I need it.
In hand, just understand my pockets that deep.
With
nothing to prove, I ain't got nothing to do. When they can't compete and I got nothing to lose.
Yes.
We're back.
The reason why the intro was fucked up is because I'm looking at my bracket.
I just pulled up the bracket.
What a nightmare.
Dude, I was just thinking this. We should film a skit saying that the tournament that we've started, our little bracket contest, is canceled. We are both at the bottom.
Yeah.
We are literally...
I'm in last.
I'm second to last. You're last. We're struggling, okay? But I am wearing the national champions on my shirt right now, which could win me the contest. More points, the deeper of a run they make.
Yeah. Yo, did I fuck up the intro? Is that why y'all was laughing in there? Oh, nah.
No.
Jory in there yapping as usual. Just yapping McGee.
It's supposed to be on the audio. How can you do audio if you're yapping?
Yeah.
Crazy.
All things veterans minimum. I have veterans minimum. We're back in the studio. You know what I'm saying? At Nick Day is 10 news. You can find me. All things veterans minimum. I have veterans minimum. Mr. George Carmona. What's good, bro?
What's good is that I got to play golf for the first time this year. This weekend, I made a little reel of it. I went and bought myself a driver, which I've been meaning to do for a very long time. It's a grown-up purchase. Even though, Nick, do you know the cost of a new driver?
Bro, I found out the hard way.
Did you?
It's like no, I never bought one.
Good, yeah. I mean,
it's like $700, right? For
100%. Yeah, it's like $700. Even on like the lower end, you're finding like $400, $350. So like, I quickly you just stare at those endless amounts of different same golf clubs. There's so many. It's fucking overwhelming. It feels like this is how women must feel walking into every store. Because you know how they have 50 racks for them and we get 3 racks in the corner. For drivers, I mean, it's drivers galore. I quickly went to the pre-owned and the demo club clearance section, got myself a new piece, played rather well. I say all this to say I'm competing. I promise you I'm going to find the tournament. I'm going to set the date. And then we're intense training to I want to do something good. I want to shoot in the 70s this year. That's the goal.
I don't know much about golf. I've played 9 rounds one time.
Yeah.
Well, 9 holes.
Yeah.
We didn't even keep score. Shouts to Lazy.
It's tough too.
Mike has been on this show before. And I was able to drive, like I'm sure a lot of people, right? It's the putting that separates the men from the boys.
Very true.
And yeah, dude, it was a good ass time. I never would have thought that I would have as much fun as I had. It was just him and I. And he was like, yo, you're a great golf outing because like you don't slow the game down. He was like, don't slow the game down, especially when you're not good.
It's a good tip. Pause.
Yeah. And he was like, yo, you actually like can hit the ball straight, which was something I didn't know was possible for me, having never done anything but a driving range.
Yeah, that's a very tough thing to do. If you're doing that consistently and you go out a lot, like Nick, if you dedicated one summer to it, you can get yourself to a level where you're like, all right, you could put me out anywhere and I'm compete.
Before Cam and Mace moved out here, I was at a driving range 3 nights a week.
You went to, I would see your Instagram stories. You went to like the
golf center, right?
The golf center, it has
crib,
like cars in the driving range, which is dope.
Yeah.
Like to be able to like hit like an old Toyota Camry.
Oh, dude, it was so sick. It was like 18.
Awesome.
It was like $18. You got 150 balls.
Mm-hmm.
You had the airport right over the top. So the plane would be like, yo, can I hit the plane? Like that's how low that shit would be. And then you have the whole Vegas skyline in the background. Tremendous spot, free plug. But dude, I was going like 3 times a week. And ever since then, I've hit the golf club 3 times. That's in a year and a half.
Yeah.
Well, you know the saying, right? You just, good stroke.
It's good stroke only, GSO. That's add that to the list of the new season's merch. That's a good like spring, summer shirt.
Yeah.
GSO, good strokes only.
Good
And
strokes
a little
only.
golfer.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
That's a good one. So anyways, golf was cool. But the best thing from this weekend was March Madness.
Was it though? Because all right,
Okay.
like I don't even want to say casual.
Mm-hmm.
What would be below that? Because that's what I am. Like
Novice.
novice.
Yeah.
It's a good word.
Yeah, I mean, we both can't talk. I mean, I could talk a little bit more than you because I predicted the upset, and Cinderella's America's team is on my shirt right now.
Yeah.
So I feel great, even though I'm second to last. But you being a novice, why do you think it wasn't popular?
So I actually love this first weekend that passed. I think it's one of the coolest sports weekends of the year. And this is someone that, like, I hate the product. When I think of March Madness, I think a shitload of missed layups.
Yep.
I think of a shitload of no points in 7 minutes and 32 seconds for the Johnnies.
That's
it's
great.
like the amount of runs, right? I live bet this one game that I ended up losing on. And it was who was Florida playing in the Sweet? No, not in the round of 32. Whoever Florida played, I think they played UConn.
Yes.
They played UConn, right? So I live bet them at halftime. I took UConn, and they were catching like 11.5 points. And the beginning of the game, it was 9. So I was just like, all right, fuck it. They end up covering that. So I won $20 on that. But like, dude, I also money lined them at like plus 400, and they cut it to 2. They went on like a 9-0 run. I'm like, oh shit, my friend Boss, shouts to Boss. I was on Xbox with him. He's like, you're about to get the college experience. And then Florida 11-1 run, and then it comes back 7-0 run for the Huskies, and I'm like, oh shit. He's like, it's a game of runs. But when I think of March Madness, I think of a lot of degenerate activities, which was happening a ton of.
Yes.
I think of missed layups and countless no points in 9-minute spurts.
You're not wrong, unless you're watching, I would say Duke is a really fun watch. They are by far the team that I'm most afraid if Arkansas does advance to. I think they would end up meeting in the national championship game, which would be crazy because they're insanely good. By the way, Cooper Flag. Did you watch any of Duke?
I did not, no.
Okay.
I saw that he got like poked in the eye, and it was a really big moment.
Yeah, there was that. But I think the biggest moment was the fact that he is making everybody on the court look like they don't belong. When there's been like the college players that really like stand out, and you're like, oh, okay, they're pretty unguardable. Zion Williamson kind of had that vibe, but like, dude, I think this could be a stretch. The last time we had a prospect coming out of college that we felt this way about was Kevin Durant at Texas. Like, just no matter where he's at on the floor, can score. This is where he has a notch on KD. He's a defensive beast. So yeah. I know I just went on a rant there about Duke, but that was the only team that kind of goes against your point, but that's 1 out of 64.
Right.
Proves your point.
And they also have the number 1 pick.
Yeah. They have a couple of like people that are pretty insane. Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Mark, who is currently first in the bracket.
Yep.
Benjamin Kotzian, shouts to Ben. He's second, but he's out because he had St. John's.
I retract my statement of saying yes to Mark, because he came at me in the Discord saying, hey, we're going to meet up on Thursday, because he has Texas Tech winning it all.
Oh.
And that's Arkansas's next matchup. So, Mark.
Middle finger to Mark?
Bro.
Whoa.
Yeah. If you're listening to it on audio, double birds.
Then we got Jordan Riley and Tyler Edwards, as well as Thomas Robinson, tied for third. And right now, the person with the best situation is probably Thomas Robinson. I'm looking at the max. He has 1,760 points remaining. It's the most in the tournament. Context, I have 880. I am in
How many
dead
do I
last.
have?
George has, where's George? Let's find the Arkansas.
I'm right above you.
You actually have 1550.
Okay.
But like, bro, look, if like Arkansas goes on to win it,
Okay.
first of all, George is paying for like 9 dinners.
Don't I deserve
Easily.
this, Nick?
You do, yeah.
Don't I deserve this? And I'm that's the last I'm going to talk about it, but I just feel like, man, I've invested a lot in this sports betting space, and I want to have like a big hit.
Yeah.
I really feel confident, bro. They look insane. Did you watch the St. John's game? I'm assuming
I did, yeah.
you tuned into that.
Yeah.
Arkansas is legit.
They seemed it.
Yeah.
And they got the coach too.
Oh my God, yeah. Ugliest suit jacket in coaching history.
You know what's one thing that the reason why I say that like the tournament was very
Mm-hmm.
one buzzer beater, no crazy upset like right now, right? And again,
You're right.
when you guys see this video and you say, bro, you're a casual, you're being too polite. Definitely not a casual. Novice. Well, check this out. Remaining seeds. A 1, a 2, a 5, a 6, a 1, a 3, a 4, a 10, a 1, a 2, a 4, a 6, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4.
Yeah.
Where's the 14 seed? Where's the crazy like run? We have one double digit seed. Even like one thing that happens a lot, Colorado State winning their opening matchup, they called it an upset against Memphis. Was it? They were a 3-point favorite despite being a 12 seed. Right. So like I make my picks based on the opening lines, which is dumb because it's like, well, you should really just try to get your Final Four. Like I have a friend of mine who's in a really big pool and he has his Elite 8 still.
Damn.
And he's like, that's like, you need to have like your Elite 8 and your conference, you know, your champion to be in a good situation. But bro, to me, like, just to put a bow on this March Madness talk, it just wasn't as exciting. Like walking through the sports book, there were no crazy upsets. I think the favorites went on an insane run. I think only 8 favorites lost outright. So if you just bet them on the money line, no buzzer beaters. The right teams won for the most part.
The little kid with the boombox for McNeese State kind of just took over the world.
Yeah. How do you feel about that, by the way? Because he's getting a lot of heat for like, bro's not even a player. Why is he getting 6-figure NIL deals?
Why is he getting 6-figure NIL deals? Because money to these big time companies. Think about the marketing budget for, I think, TurboTax had him do like an Instagram reel that I saw this morning, which attributes to the 100K that he's made. Bro, do you think TurboTax isn't spending millions in like literally probably close to $50 to $100 million is their marketing budget, if I had to imagine? They're going to throw 50 bones to this kid holding a fucking boombox because he's the most popular thing that March Madness had this weekend. Going back to your point of it's kind of like it was a mid first weekend. Yeah, dude, let him get his money. Why is everybody so upset? It makes absolutely no sense to me. He deserves it. Even though he was stealing Debo's swag from the 49ers, who cares?
Yeah, and I just think if you're a manager in the country, isn't this like dope? Don't you see this as, to your point, they're fucking throwing money out,
bro?
So like, if I was a student manager at a school, I'd be like, yo, let me try to do some shit that's like organic to me and authentic to me, I should say, right? Because like, apparently, if you look into this kid, like, he went viral a couple weeks ago when he was like rapping rap songs as they were like either pregame or postgame in a celebration, and like, bro, they fuck with him.
Yeah.
So they made him this personality and it worked. They capitalized. I don't know how many kids on McNeese are making this kind of money. I'd probably say none.
Yeah, bro.
Because this ain't fucking Alabama.
No, he's taking the boys out. You're 100% correct.
Yeah. He's like, yo, y'all made me poppin'. Let's all eat.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think whenever something like this happens, I just think that it's just hate from people that are jealous, and they're trying to make it like the players aren't getting as much as him. And all right, well, you're not the commodity. Remember, what was it? Sister Abigail? What was her name?
Sister Jean.
Sister Jean. Sister Abigail was a wrestling move.
I think she passed away.
Yeah.
Like literally a couple weeks ago. She was like 105 years old. I was at the gym and I was reading it on the screen. I'm assuming the only reason they'd show those stats is she passed. Am I right?
Per Wikipedia, she's still alive, so you just buried her.
I
which
mean,
is crazy and so uncalled for.
My apologies, sister.
Yeah. How much would her NIL deal have been, bro?
I don't know. They could still put in.
Yeah.
They could still, even though whatever school that is probably in the NIT.
Loyola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're definitely not.
So like, yo,
But, yeah.
I think it comes down to it's jealousy and envy, and also people just hate on everything. It's never good enough. It's always a complaint.
Mm-hmm.
I was going on a rant today on my social media how somebody posted that people that are obsessed with celebrities, they did a survey and it's like those people are less intelligent. And I was just like, do one for politics. It's like, bro, it's been 4 months since the election and people are still yapping one way or another. It's like, bro, just deal with it. All right.
Yeah.
4 years ago, y'all won. You took your victory lap. And listen, I'm a big to the victor goes the spoils.
Right.
And in this case, to the victor goes the spoils. He found this little thing that was real to him. And like he says, he got the attention because he was rapping lyrics in the locker room and people didn't know that he knew the lyrics to the song. And hey, just keep going, rap for us. And they had the cameras on him and he went viral and he capitalized on it. And to your point, based on what the aura, no pun intended, his nickname, he probably was telling them, yo, let's go out. I got this.
Yeah.
Let's buy him some sneakers. Who knows? But I'm saying he's
School
giving
paid
back.
for.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, that's literally like he's not on scholarship. That's a fact.
Yeah.
He's a fucking manager. So that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't get it. Let us know what you guys think about March Madness and if either of us have a take that you disagree with. One other thing I want to discuss from the weekend was an interaction between Jayden Daniels, Juju Watkins, and Mama Daniels.
Yeah.
Who Mama Daniels famously said, like, the thoughts stay away from my son. Gotta love Mama protecting him from the thoughts.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of thoughts out there.
Oh, yeah.
And they're trying to do thought activities.
Correct.
We actually had a question from a fan that had to do something with this. They asked about the interaction between Jayden Daniels, Juju Watkins, and the mom. Has your mom or dad ever gotten in the way of somebody you liked? How do you feel about this? How do you also feel about this interaction? So let's get to North Georgia a little bit. Did Papa and Mama Carmona ever be like, yo, that bitch is bad news, stay away?
100%. My very first girlfriend.
Let's go.
Yeah, bro. So they were fake as fuck, obviously, because whenever it's your kid's like first real relationship, I was in 8th grade. You know, she got to meet the family and everything and interact, and my family would always treat her super nice, right? Like, and I never really understood too much was off, right? But you know, me and her got close, like really close. It was like a 6-month relationship. I did some shit that I don't think my parents were like, they thought I was ready for. And I think that took them by surprise. So I think that a little bit of that played into like, they turned their sweet little innocent boy, or she turned me into like a fucking deviant. Bro, I rode my bike at 3 a.m. to her house 2 miles away, snuck in through her window, and then had my mom call me at 5 a.m. saying that I'm going to pick you up right now. I know exactly where you are.
Let's go.
So after I broke up with her, my parents stepped in and said, oh yeah, it wasn't going to last. Like, she sucked, especially my grandma. My grandma let me have it. She did not fuck with her. Yeah. So I've had this happen, but they were fake in the moment. They were faking the moment because I think it was the first love.
Yeah.
I think it was like, if it was a little bit more on down the road, they'd been more like stern with me.
Yeah. Has this ever happened to you where like they call out friends that you have? That they're like, let George find out the hard way that this person's a piece of shit.
You know what? No, because like my family, bro, we're as like laid back and chill as they come.
Your family's dope, bro.
Like
Your dad's the fucking man. I haven't got to meet Mama too often,
Mhm.
but Pops is just like a fucking shit brick house.
yeah, complete vibe, right?
Yeah.
He used to like smoke cigarettes a lot, right? And this is how chill it was, right? One of my teammates who little skinny redheaded kid who played DN for us, believe it or not, he weighed like 160 pounds. We were limited at the DN spot, to say the least. He would like fucking smoke cigarettes and drink Monster energy drinks at like 7 a.m, like after football games. And he'd be out with my dad, like smoking cigarettes. So, you know, people that are doing that with your parents. Yeah. They didn't necessarily say too much about my friends. I were really laid back.
Interesting.
Yeah. What about you? Let's flip the roles here.
Oh man, there's been so many moments because I sure know how to pick them.
Real winners.
Yeah, real winners. I have a thing where like I don't just bring anyone around my parents.
Mhm.
There's like stages. Like you got to meet the team first.
Right.
Hoes meet the team, wifey meets the fam. That's usually how I was raised back in New York City. So like you go through certain like trials, right? Like, oh, come to this bar, all my friends are gonna be there. And then they pass the test, like, yo, what do you think? Is she good? Especially in the early stages, right?
Mhm.
I'm someone that I didn't talk to one of my best friends for about 3 years because I basically said, yo, he came out of like a super toxic relationship. And I hate using that word because it gets thrown around all the time, but like this girl sucked.
Yeah.
She was the C word. I'm not going to repeat it because we have the audio out at the win. But basically, you know, leaving that open for interpretation. It's the worst thing that you could call a woman.
Yes.
But she was every bit of every letter in that word.
Yeah.
And immediately he started dating this other girl within like 10 days. And I was just like, yo, I just feel like so-and-so needs some time for himself.
Mhm.
That turned into, I don't like her, you know, he said, she said type of stuff. Girls that I would bring to meet my parents, my mom was like, she cannot hide it. My mom, if you think I'm transparent and blunt, my mom is like, yeah, nah. Like to their face type shit.
Yeah.
Yo, I had one girl one time, bro. I'm going to not mention names to protect the innocent. But she told my mom when I was showering, my dad heard this. And she's like, yo, how do I make your son fall in love with me?
Wow.
And my dad just got up and left the room. And he called me from the other bathroom. I was like, yo, so-and-so, bad news, get rid of her. And my mom,
Wow.
I asked my mom later on. And my mom, I was like, yo, mom, what'd you tell her? She's like, good luck. That's what she told the girl. Good luck trying to get him to fucking fall in love with you if that's what you're putting the pressure on. I don't like being pressed.
Right.
In any, I don't like, I've told you this before. If you tell me like, bro, did you watch this video I sent you? I'd be like, yo, George, I didn't get to it, bro. I'll get to it. And my genuine and true intentions is I'm gonna get to it. If you ask me 3 times more, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do.
That's
Right? I'm not a bad guy. I like to drink, right? I don't do drugs. I don't have no crazy cases against me. I'm a good guy, right?
Right.
Don't press me on dumb shit. And that was one. Another time my mom would just be like, yo, she's bad news. But my parents were big on like, he got to find out on his own. You got to get betrayed.
Mhm.
You got to get disloyal activities coming your way. You got to get hurt. You have to. Because then you'll appreciate the good friend, the good girl, the good relationships.
Yeah.
My parents were big on like, yeah, we knew this would happen.
Right.
but you got to find out on your own. And I love that. I love that because like it made me the person I am today.
Mhm.
And then it also like what you should aspire to happen is when you do fuck up, which we're all going to do,
Mhm.
is admit that you fucked up. And then also don't let that spill into another good thing.
Correct.
And then that's how you grow.
Agreed. No, I 100% agree. I mean, here's the thing you got to get past, in my opinion, is that, yeah, and it's going to suck, but the being pressed on shit, bro, maybe that's what you need, though, Nick. Maybe that's what you need, just like a slight balance of it. You need somebody that could keep you in line just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if not, then you're going to go crazy. But I did hear that the Colombians, they're tight-lipped. They don't say much. See Poppy, and they just. You know,
I'll deal with it all if you're a Latina.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
See,
I'm kinda,
because
I say
just,
thumbs up or nah? Yeah, thumbs up. Shout out Medellin.
Bro, you know how
I'm
many-
going back in August.
you know how many
I
times
go there for the food and the culture.
Great call. You know how many times I get pressed for shit that like it's on the daily, but I think that's just like the amount of time you're with a person, and we're able to laugh with each other, so it's not always like serious. Yeah, bro. Get ready for it. I mean, and then the fact that you're going to tell her that one day, like, hey, I don't like to be pressed on shit. If she's a jokester, she's coming after you.
Mm.
She's going to be constantly just
Right.
peppering you with it.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. We kind of went off on a tangent, but also like by no means am I calling Juju Watkins this, but
Oh, shit. Yeah, I forgot.
yeah. No. But like the mom has made it very clear that she wants to be involved. She wants to be the first line of defense. And I'm for that. Protect the asset that he is. This guy's going to sign for $300 million, right? Like, let's just what the cap will be in 3 years from now is 300 M's.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want Mom Dukes to be like, no, everything's going to be Hakimi-isms, right? Best video we've ever shot as a short.
Mm-hmm.
Video got like 10 million views across all the platforms. It's fucking bananas, right? Hakimi signed all his assets to his mom's name. Israel Adesanya did the same thing. Because in New Zealand, where he's from, you don't even need to be married for her to be obligated to half your shit. But it's under the mom, right?
Yeah.
I've already told my mom, the way things are projecting real soon, you gotta do it. You know, I had a girl I was talking to out here for a couple months. I told her that, like, yeah, my mom's gonna have all my assets. She stopped talking to me.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I told her, I was like, yo, you did me a favor. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no. For
Save
real,
me.
bro.
Yeah.
For real. Because, I mean, hey, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. You got to be coming with your own shit, too. Like, this is not a fucking take a piggy bank situation. You better be producing some money, too. Like, and in this case, this is where I feel like Mama Dukes can maybe lean back a little bit. It's Juju Watkins, you know?
Right.
Like, legitimate star in her own right. Could be a lot of money.
Could be a lot of money, yeah.
For the family, you know, like, because she's going to be set too. Maybe not as much, unfortunately, with what the WNBA gives out, but she's been getting sponsorship deals.
But also, we need to just tell the truth. In every relationship, someone dates up, someone dates down. It's either in financial status or it's in looks.
True.
It's like, it's the norm.
Right.
Like, that's not a bad, it's just normal. We had a video go viral a couple of years ago. My buddy Dylan and I, we were talking when Christian McCaffrey first linked up with Olivia Culpo, because I was obsessed with Olivia Culpo. Miss Universe, you know how big the universe is, bro? That's like Pluto and Mars and Earth together. And they said she's the #1 draft pick. It's like, yo, McCaffrey's a good looking dude, but in comparison to fucking Miss Universe,
right,
she's dating down.
Correct.
Signs a $73 million contract. The money's there. So like, status wise, that's the case.
Correct.
I can't wait to date up, looks wise. Like, I want my people to be like, howdy. How did he do that?
Yes. That's a great spot to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want somebody that just elevates your number.
Right.
We're all looking on ways to elevate our numbers. You have a higher number next to you. You look like a higher number. The thing that I also was thinking with this whole Mama Daniels situation, Mainly this is for Juju Watkins, right? Because I feel like it was kind of crappy the way that Stephen A. Smith, in a way, was like, why don't we talk about Juju Watkins? Because like that's really the only time I've heard about Juju Watkins, when he's like brought that up. But it was like to prove a point that we don't talk about this stuff. And now the second story that comes out is her getting fucking sidelined by Jayden Daniels' mom. It's like she's getting the shit end of the stick. It's unfortunate. But this is like back-to-back stories that have nothing to do with her being like a good player.
Like, she's shattering all the records for Caitlin Clark. Like, she's on pace to destroy everything, right? And yeah, you're right. It's like good press, bad press. All press is good press.
Right.
But when they're not, I don't want to say negative, because all it was the interaction. And of course, when you know the history of Mama Daniels and those videos popping up of saying how she's going to be the first line of defense and she wants to keep. And again, this is, we're not calling to this. It was just the interaction that was making headlines. And it was really interesting because, like, shit, I do that with my friends if I see that there was someone that's like bad news. You know how many like girls I've ran into in the city that Chris, our buddy Chris Moorhan, shouts to Chris. I know you know him. He's like my big bro here in Vegas, and I hate using that word because like I don't use that word often. There's like 2 people I've ever said that to, and he's one of them. So in Vegas, I'll be like, yo, bro, where's a good place to eat? Give me a suggestion. Like, where should I move to? Well, should I do this? When like he'll hit me up and be like, yo, I see you're following so and so. I'm like, yeah. He's like, she sucks. She's bad news. You know, like, that's, what are your intentions? If your intentions are XYZ, cool. If you're like, you're trying to be safe, and like, he's looking out.
That's
so
good.
Maybe that's what Mama Daniels might be doing. And I'm not saying with her, I mean in general. I kind of fuck with it because it's like, yo, you hear these horror stories all the time. And again, we're not saying this about Juju. I'm just saying just the interaction was making headlines. Right. And I thought it was an interesting conversation to get to know more about you, because I didn't know this. This is the first time I'm hearing that story. But just the idea of someone being like security for you with your assets.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, bro. I was trying to see here. She is 19 years old. Did it seem to you like it was on some like lovey-dovey shit?
No, I think it was just super. But like, yo, the internet makes it awkward too, right? Like, just
For
because
sure.
you see someone, like, look, we're talking about this.
Yeah.
So like, just because you see someone there,
yeah,
it's, oh, and especially when you're of status, it's gonna make headlines.
For sure.
Positive or negative, it's the same thing. Like, the amount of times that I've had like just random, I'd space out and like me and Becky G are at the Grammys together on the red carpet, and then TMZ's like, who the fuck is that guy? That'll make my year. That's howdy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? How'd he do that? That's what I'm saying. And then it'll elevate
the game.
The game changes there, bro.
So true. That's so true. Wow. This was a good little back and forth. Great question from the Discord.
Yeah.
Now you guys know.
Keep sending the questions over. Shout out to everyone in the Discord. Let's do a Patreon rundown real quick. Speaking of Discord, for $1 American a month, it is all we're asking for the Patreon. Patreon.com/veterans minimum. We got Mahul Patel, Thomas Robinson, Abel Rezin, Ben Kotzian, Christopher Velasquez, Derek Platees, Devin Rendon, Dylan Chadwick, Jerry Shapiro, Jordan Riley, Mike Stevens, Nick Messina, and Nick Crummage. Thank you all for your contributions to the Patreon. Patreon.com/veterans minimum. You wanted to ask me something about how I eat my French fries?
Yeah. So there was a poll this weekend put up by Shane.
Yeah.
Shane Shapiro. If you haven't seen Vlog Boys, go check it out. He's the one with the mullet. He put up the poll, does anybody eat French fries with a fork? I voted no. You voted
yes, because it was me that he was filming eating French fries with a fork, and I've been getting violated on social media and in my group chats because I do that. I did not think it was that big of a deal. Why is it so crazy that I eat French fries with a fork?
Well, I need to know what type of fries they were first. Were they plain fries? Because plain fries, it's like, well, then what are you like avoiding getting on your finger? You know?
They were regular fries.
So they were just regular salted fries.
Yeah.
So what I'm confused on now is like, was there the option to get something on the fries?
I had ketchup on the side of it.
Oh my God. Okay. So when you're forking the fries, do you go like long ways to scoop a lot of fries?
Yeah.
Or do
I'm
you,
trying to get like 5 or 6.
like skewer up.
Yeah.
You
Like a
skewer
little,
'em up?
like a little building I'm building.
Got you. Have you been tested for autism? Have you just I don't know.
Yo, it could be, man. You know, like jujitsu and shit. And I always say I'm pretty fried, dude. I just work hard and have an amazing personality.
I think we all have a little bit in us. Maybe this is just yours. Like,
But is it that crazy, bro?
I think it's crazy for plain fries. I don't necessarily think it's crazy if it's like a messy fries.
Like cheesy fries,
like
or
poutine.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want to get fucking gravy, all over my hands. I'm, in a restaurant.
Right.
There's certain fries that warrant it. Plain fries though is nuts.
I did not know this was such a I don't want to call it controversial, but it was such a lopsided outcome.
Right.
And like my friends back home in the group chat, just a lot of words that I can't repeat because I love the things I do for work. But it was rough. I just didn't know it was that big a deal. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. Let us know in the comments. Hit us on Discord, on social media. Is eating French fries with a fork that ridiculous? Because I didn't think so. But then again, WrestleMania is in 3 weeks.
The
I've
fries,
been watching.
Nick, I can't. The fries, when you go in, like, at what point does the fry fold to get in your mouth? Because that's like the part that I'm confused on. Like, do you just...
Bro, I pick at it and then I eat it.
And like the fry, like, so there's half a fry left after you take one bite, then you flip the fork over and you eat the other half? Like, do you eat the whole fry together?
Yeah, the whole shit. Pause.
I know I can get him to say it.
The whole fry. Yeah,
That is crazy work.
yeah,
Deep thrown fries. That's why people are flaming you, bro.
yeah. This seems like it.
Hey, but no, I threw you the blanket. I said, hey, not all fries, need the fork, but some fries do.
but not the ones that I was eating with, right? Rough.
Yeah.
Rough. Okay.
By the way, you got to really watch out for people these days filming you eating, like you never know when you're going to be turned into a viral.
I always say be your own. It's always your own people.
That's crazy. Like, we went down, we filmed him,
We made sure
Doing
to
good.
edit out the parts that were not supposed to be in the vlog. A lot of footage didn't get released.
There was bleeps that were used that were important.
Yeah.
Maybe we should re-edit it.
For the safety of the innocent.
Maybe we should re-edit it, and we should find some embarrassing things about him. Make a poll of our own.
What's like the weirdest thing for you that you do? If this is weird for me, like what's like something?
Oh, bro. And this is something that like, I don't care. I've made a TikTok video about this, and this is going to be terrible. This is going to be really bad. I eat my toenails.
I don't want to hear nothing, bro. I don't want to hear nothing then, right? Jory,
I think
that's not even the craziest. Like eating, eating fries with a fork is not as wild as like
here's the thing.
Eating your fucking toenails.
I know people do this. I'm not the only one because I've been polling people to see if I'm really out there. There's people that, and it's not like I'm like fucking eating all of them, but sometimes it's a big toenail. I'll fucking chew on that motherfucker. It took months to grow, and it's.
This got to be a white people thing, right? It has to be a white people thing.
I don't care how people feel about this.
It is a white.
I'm just telling you what I do. I'm taking the heat off of you, so you're welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're such a good friend. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I left you stunned there.
You did, yeah. Because I thought me eating fries with a fork was crazy. You just like voluntarily eat your fucking toenails.
Yeah.
How old are you again?
I am going to be turning 27 this summer. I have my wife cut my toenails. and she gives me the big toenail now at this point.
You know what that is? That's love. That's love.
All I'm saying is I've made it work to this point. She's a great girl.
Yeah.
There's just sometimes where you just gotta, on the first date, eat fries with a fork. That's what this is telling you.
That has to be like a ick, right? If the girl sees me eating fries with a fork.
Just to see, all right, is this real? You can't get up to master level disgusting acts unless you've been with somebody for a while.
Yeah.
Even though it was kind of like 2 years into the relationship, and I was like,
she got to see who I really am.
give me that big toenail. It was
she got to see
give me
who
that
I
big
really,
toenail,
really am.
motherfucker. All right.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like going back to what we were talking about before, like sometimes when like I'm serious with a girl and she meets like my friends, whether here or like in back home in New York, and especially in New York, when they would come around my friends and like, the way you talk with your friends, I'm like, this is going to be a big test for you. Like, I promise we love each other, but it's going to get crazy. And I'm telling you, we're all really good friends and we care about one another, but you just need to understand that shit's going to get wild. Shit cannot be repeated in the office. And if the group chat ever leaked, we're all getting arrested type shit. And they're all cool with it at first until they realize, like, are you sure you guys like each other?
Yeah, it's all words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until they're presented with the demons, And do you ever like try to like prep them, throw a couple like wild statements their way, see how they react? Just be like, hey, be ready for this. It's coming at you hot. You're going to be like a third baseman tonight. Just fucking hot corn. Boom. Just mad wild shit.
For sure. And then I'll be like, now you get to really know who I am. Oops. Gloves are off.
Welcome to it.
Okay. You want to talk some football, bro?
I do.
I'm excited for this.
All right.
So NFL free agency is pretty much wrapped up.
Correct.
Right? Like, all right, there's a couple guys that have not been signed yet, but like, I think there's only one that could have some sort of impact, and that would be Aaron Rodgers if he was to sign. But I only think if he was to sign with Pittsburgh, it would have an impact. I want to ask you, now that everything has wrapped up, what is your favorite offseason move in the NFL via free agency?
Okay. There was obviously big receiver moves. There was Bosa going to Buffalo. I was praying that Myles Garrett was going to move. We'll talk about him in a little bit. But my favorite move, and I wonder if this is going to surprise you, because it fits a similar situation that happened last year with Saquon, is Najee Harris. Najee Harris going from Pittsburgh to the Los Angeles Chargers behind it a solid foundation of an offensive ideology of we are going to run the ball. Okay. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, they did their part, but they were kind of in a role where coming off of, it was almost like getting John Harbaugh's hand-me-downs. It was not necessarily the running back of the future, but it was a good placement for 1 year. Now you're getting a running back that you can rely on. Every single year that Najee Harris has played, over 1,000 yards rushing. I used to make fun of him because I just feel like he wasn't slow in Pittsburgh. But I don't know. Maybe he gets slim this offseason, gets that Los Angeles, running on the beach type body, and he, ends up being the Chargers' saving grace for this upcoming season, because I do know that was their main game plan last year. So that's my favorite move. What about you?
Yeah, I kind of like that move too. I think it's one that could be like, he's historically pretty durable. He's the kind of running back that Harbaugh probably is like, oh, this is my Saquon Barkley, right? Obviously the talent
I'm gonna run you
the
into
same,
the ground.
But yeah. Oh, dude, what? 700 touches.
Oh my God.
And yeah,
I mean,
38 carries a game for 92 yards. Like 2.9 yards per carry, but you're going to be getting, the volume is going to be insane.
Yep.
Yeah, that one, I wouldn't say that it made my radar, but as you presented it,
I think it's a better move than people like will give it credit for. It's a solid acquisition piece. And then, like we've said, dude, sometimes this new scenery is all a player needs. And a new scenery knowing that you're going to be getting a steady dose, like that's got to make you excited. So that's why I went with Najee.
Okay.
What about you?
Man, it is. I've been thinking, and I know I've said this already, but I love Devontae Adams going to the Rams. I think that is the one that you can look back and say, like, if we were to call it the Saquon Barkley Award, as far as a guy that comes to a new spot and either rejuvenates his career or like shows the kind of player he still is. Like, don't forget, the conversation around Barkley this time last year was damaged goods. Is he damaged goods with the Giants? I might have been one of the very few people. Hell, I was the only person telling you, y'all about to find out what's going to happen. And then it went on. All-time great call. I think Devontae could post 1,200 yards, 80-plus catches. Just take the Cooper Kupp role. Remember, now he's playing with an offensive genius and a gunslinging quarterback. He hasn't had that since the last time he was with Green Bay. Remember, he goes with Derek Carr. They bench him. They lose the coaching staff. He gets traded to the Jets. He reunites with his boy. But that was just like, yo, one last hurrah before we really retire. I think Devontae Adams going over there, he is probably the best. No, T. Higgins is still the best number 2, even though Jamar Chase had 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
I think he's a top 3 number 2 wide receiver right now, and he has a lot left in the tank. And you have Puka, you have the McVay offense, and you got Stafford.
Yeah.
I think this is an A-plus grade.
I like that you said top 3 number 2 wide receiver because you had listed off the other one, and you're just missing Debo and Terry McLaurin. I think they've kind of solidified that role now. That's the top 3. So I love this, and I think we've wanted to see the Rams get back to what they did the year that they won the Super Bowl and what type of offense that they were able to establish. And as you've highlighted, and if you follow the show, that Odell Beckham Jr. signing that one year that they won it was the main factor. And I think Sean McVay can now get back into his bag a little bit, because you have to think that first year, the rookie season with Puka, you didn't have Cooper Kupp at 100. And that was a serious factor heading into that second year, where now it was Puka number 1, Cooper Kupp was number 2. But then there was a clear separation when it came time for like the playoffs that, no, we're going to try to find creative ways to get Cooper Kupp the ball. He's going to do way more than what he was doing at the end of the regular season, where we really thought like the wheels were falling off for Cooper Kupp. We're making this offense something that will be, I mean, shit, dude. Can Stafford throw for 5,055 touchdowns? Like, that's what it's looking like.
Yeah, I'd be lying to you if the Rams weren't a team that I'm keeping my eyes on in the future. As I know you really like the Rams. A lot of people are really high on their defense. And you've been on it too. Like, Verse has been, like, when I think of George Carmona guys, that's a guy that always popped up, right?
Yep.
Like Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
Verse is the defensive guy for that for you. Like, you've been high on him. In 23 career games, Puka and Cooper Kupp had 122 receptions for 1,400 yards and 11 touchdowns. Puka had 141 catches for 1,934 yards and 8 touchdowns. Now, a lot of those games towards the tail end, Kupp injured. Devontae's healthy. Devontae's fine. Devontae's still getting open. I think in this system, he can have that insane immediate impact on a team that he's not going to have Patrick Surtain on him.
Yeah.
He's not going to have Sauce Gardner. He's not. Those guys aren't going to be guarding him. It's going to be on Puka. And now he could operate out the slot, which he was always a dynamic player. If you look at all the analytics on like the PFF charts, when he would run out the slot, he was incredible. I mean, he was incredible everywhere.
Correct.
But out of there, it's a crazy mismatch, right? You have a safety, you have a linebacker on him. And you look at this team. I think they're a team to definitely consider in the NFC with how weak the NFC is. Also, the champion is in the NFC. But outside of that, bro, like I think you can make a case for a lot of teams over there where like in the AFC, it's so top heavy, but the top is like 8 deep.
Right.
Where in the NFC, I really think it's Philly and then a tier below. Where in the AFC, it's like 5 teams are in that tier 1.
Right.
So I love this move, man. I can't get enough of it. I think he's going to have a monster season. And so is Puka.
Yeah, we definitely are in love with Los Angeles right now. It's clear with our offseason favorite moves. What was your least favorite move from this offseason so far? The move that made no sense to you?
Am I mean for picking on Sam Darnold?
No.
I think it's that one, bro. I think it's that one for a couple of reasons. I think that the team he went to, it's not a stacked roster that could cover some of his flaws. And I've been talking about this all offseason. Hell, I was talking about this from like week 9 when the conversation came up like, yo, is this guy a $200 million quarterback? Is he going to re-up with them? What should they do? And you had McCarthy there, which we haven't seen yet because he got hurt. But for me, it's why do you leave a known for an unknown? He don't have DK Metcalf. He don't have Tyler Lockett. He's also never played with those guys anyway, right? So I get that. He has Jackson Smith and Jigba. They signed Cooper Kupp. But, like, you don't have an offensive mind like Kevin O'Connell. You have McDonald over there, who's a defensive guy. He was the defensive coordinator for the Ravens before he became the head coach in Seattle. And you had Jefferson, you had Addison, you had Hawkinson, you had Aaron Jones, right? You played indoors. You also had the offensive mind in Kevin O'Connell. And I just think that it's going to end up exposing him. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, it's not going to end well for him in Seattle, and it's going to look ugly. For him as a player, you cashed in, bro. He basically signed your boy Baker Mayfield's contract, right? 3 for $100. But, dude, for me, it's just you're going from what you know, and you know you were successful in this scenario and offense, to now you don't know. So, to me, I think that's the worst one.
Yeah. Yeah, I told you I want to see the way that things progress for him early on. I have to see the photos of him in the uni. I don't know if they're already out there. I'm assuming there's probably a couple. But no, they're probably in the offseason right now. But if he looks terrible in the Seahawks uniform, I feel even worse for him. Just because of it sucks when players go off for literally an entire NFL season and shitty, and now nobody ever is going to remember you as somebody who did something good. And I do want, if we ever have the opportunity to have Sam Darnold on the show, I'm going to be like, bro, I feel so bad for you. Like, this sucks.
I mean, bro, think about it. This guy was in the MVP discussion. He was 1 game away from being the 1 seed. How different do the playoffs look if they are the 1 seed? He played bad in 8 days. Probably cost them about $150 million. And $55 million is guaranteed with Seattle. They could get out of that deal next year. And he goes from top 5, let's just say top 5 signal callers and the best receiver in the league to now.
Want.
Yeah. They traded away their best receiver. Bad offensive line.
Yeah.
Below average receivers. It's just where you like, how many times do we have this conversation, bro? I know we've had the conversation with CJ Watson. Shouts to CJ. We got to link up again, man. Get you back on the show. But how many times do we talk about, yo, guys just get drafted to the wackest situations? We asked him, like, yo, would you be able to get, he's like, dude, if I was able to get my 22 shots a night, I'd easily be dropping 30 a game.
Correct.
It's just that's not what your role is. And it happens. You become a role player in certain scenarios. And yeah, these two guys are going to get their 19 shots a game. You're going to get 4. And you better hit the first one because then it might be 2. Facts. So the scenario that he's leaving to go to, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I agree with you. There's one player that I want to bring up now, because like some of the articles that are being written, and this is really not me trying to be like a DeAndre Hopkins hater, but he's not gonna fix the fucking Ravens. Everybody in Baltimore needs to just pump the brakes a little bit. I know you guys had the only buzzer beater of this weekend. You know, the DC area is going crazy right now. All that being said, DeAndre Hopkins going to the Ravens is the move that I was just like, I've seen this song and dance before. You know, we had the Odell experiment, and I was a huge fan of Zay Flowers this year. And I think that what DeAndre Hopkins did for us in the Super Bowl, it was genius on our part. We understood that he was being underutilized to be overutilized when the moment counted the most. The thing is, the Ravens won't be in that fucking moment to begin with. And they're going to try to force it to him. And I've seen this song and dance before. So, no, I'm not a fan. I think they could have gotten better. Or if not, just go out and draft them. You guys, like Zay Flowers was a great draft pick. Go find another one. Maybe Andrew Armstrong from Arkansas. Get him at about the same that you would get. You know, he signed a $5 million deal. So,
yeah,
it's pretty low. How do you feel about that one?
Look, I want to be polite because D-Hop helped the boys go viral.
He did.
And anytime touchdown. We cashed in on that.
Oh, of course.
No, but to your point, it's a move that 3 years ago you're like, yo,
this is insane.
Yeah.
Right.
And now it just wasn't. And even if you look at his tenure with the Chiefs, it wasn't what we made it out to be. And I was very high on it. I thought it could be something where he can have an immediate impact. And I just don't think that at this point, it's one of those moves that really moves the needle for Baltimore.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a cool move.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 700-yard receiver. And you know how I feel about that. Like, I don't think 1,000 yards is impressive. My favorite comment of all time. So one extra game means they need 500 yards. Yo, go comment. But yeah, like he's a 7. Like, look, I have his stats here.
Hit it.
When's the last time he had 1,000 yards? If you had to guess. And I'll give you a hint.
He hasn't done it since he left Houston?
No, he did. So the first year he goes to Arizona, he has 1,400 yards.
Oh, you're right. He did. He's been a journeyman, bro.
Yeah. So he had 1,000 yards with Tennessee, 1,057. I think that team won 4 games.
Yeah.
In 5 of the last 6 years, 2021 he had 572, 2022 he had 717, 1057 in 2023, and
it's been tough for him since.
He's had 610 yards last year.
Yeah.
It's just that's who he is right now. He's a 700 to 800 yard wide receiver. Baltimore does love to spread the ball around. You have Bateman, but
the receivers got to block, and he's the deep threat that they already have, you know. And I know I'm like propping up Aguilar here, but like, you know, physicality on the outside means a lot to the Ravens. I don't necessarily remember like DeAndre Hopkins getting busy on screen blocking. So, I don't know. Could be underutilized.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Is there another move that you like a team made that maybe it don't help them this year, but like a year from now, you're like, they signed that guy cheap, or they, maybe they paid, because like there was that graphic that was going around for the Bengals, how if the Bengals would have paid everyone when they should have, like when the contract conversation first popped up, they'd be able to keep all the guys that might leave, or like they paid Chase, I think $8 million more than what they should have if they did it a year and a half ago. And then the same goes for T. Higgins. You could have signed T. Higgins for $20 million. Now you're paying him 30.
Yeah.
Or 28.
28, yeah.
Yeah. So
I think
that's the kind of move I'm talking about.
I think there's one here that is, if we're thinking future thinking, not necessarily in the dollars and cents, but is a great placeholder and a great mentor and a teacher that is going into a situation and system he's familiar with. Geno Smith. Geno Smith and what he can do for the Raiders in this next 2 to 3 year window, with the Raiders clearly drafting a quarterback this year. At least I pray they do, so that they can utilize his veteran leadership to see how the NFL works, get him accustomed. And if the Raiders are garbage at the end of year one, maybe he gets like the Drake May treatment, like how the Patriots started with Jacoby Brissett. And then, throughout the season, Drake May started getting some more play. I think that's got to be it. That's the one move that I'm very excited for seeing, especially now we go to Raider games and feel confident in the quarterback that's there, that he'll give them a chance, at least in the fourth quarter, to make some comeback wins. It's been a while since the Raiders have had that. So that's my choice for this. Do you have a selection for what team do you think will be benefit from free agency 2 years from now?
My team.
Jameis?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, definitely not Jameis. By the way, Jameis Winston, welcome to New York. I want 40-40. If it's going to be bad and it's going to be crazy, I want like all-time crazy. I want 40 touchdowns, most in the league, and then I want 43 interceptions. I want the whole Jameis fucking experiment.
I love that.
That's what I want. I want it to be a nightmare. I want Malik Neighbors to lead the league in receiving yards, which is going to be the bet that we're going to make. You heard it here first. 3,000 targets. That's what you do. Throw that shit to Neighbors. At least like be exciting. If you suck, I'm cool with that. But be fun. Right? Like be in shootouts. Be like the Bengals this year. Be in wild shootouts. Every game is 45-42. That's what I think Jameis could do. He's an amazing quarterback when he's trailing. He's amazing and he's a disaster when he's winning.
Very true.
He'll keep throwing. He's a gunslinger. That's not the move I was going with. But welcome to New York. Like I said, if you're going to be bad, be fucking hilarious. Javon Holland.
I like this.
He is a 25-year-old safety coming over from Miami. I think it's a great way to make up for the mistake of giving up on Xavier McKinney, who went to Green Bay. A lot of people forget this because Barkley was such a crazy year that he had, and ultimately he wins Offensive Player of the Year, and then he wins the Super Bowl. And the major catalyst for them winning the Super Bowl, Xavier McKinney just goes over to Green Bay, leads the league in interceptions. And he was supposed to be a future piece for the Giants. And I think them signing Javon Holland kind of repatches that mistake they made. Because, like, McKinney's the same age as him.
Right.
It's 25, 26. It's not like McKinney was 31 and you're like, all right, you're past. Like, no, you were entering your prime, bro. And then he had a crazy impact with the Packers. And I think them signing him, he's a guy that can help them in pass coverage. And also, like, the Giants just need leaders.
Mm-hmm.
They just need guys that can step up and have an impact in the locker room. And I think he could be that for them, even though he's a guy that wasn't drafted there. So that's something where you could look back at this next year and be like, man, he had a really good year for the Giants, and now he's a captain for the team. And like
Makes
a
sense.
captain that also plays well too, not just a captain because a tenure like
Right.
you're the heart and soul, but you're really not that good. That's why we say you're
Veteran
the heart
play.
and soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like Javon Holland, man. I think I've always been a fan of his, and I think that's the move that I think
It's good,
a year from now you might be like, yo, it's a good piece to build around.
Yeah, you guys are solidifying the middle. I mean, who do you guys have? You guys have Thibodeau coming back, yes?
Yeah, they didn't pick up his 5th-year option, so they have him. They have Brian Birds. They have Dexter Lawrence.
You know, corner.
Definitely gonna need a
Draft.
corner. Yeah, they drafted Banks, but like,
I mean, you're
I don't know.
not
They
too
lost
far
to Dory,
off.
Dory Jackson. He went to Philly, so you
Right.
know he's gonna play well because anyone that leaves the Giants and goes to Philly, he'll just have a great season. But
Jameis was exciting because the Browns defense was all right. So if the Giants defense is all right, bro, you're going to get it's top notch. Just get ready for it. We're going to talk about him a lot this upcoming season because it's going to ooze out of you. If you felt ways about Tommy DeVito, oh boy. Yeah.
I felt ways about Tommy DeVito, that's for sure.
Oh, Winston's going to give you the
It's
full
not
experience.
it's not positive how I felt about him. Fucked the whole franchise up. Enjoy though. Yeah, let us know what you guys think. Your favorite moves. Did you give one for down the road?
Yeah, I told you, Gino.
Gino. Oh,
Gino,
yeah, Gino.
Shadur comes in, trains, the up and coming star, and then the Raiders are good, really good in 3 years.
Yeah.
That's the move.
What do you want to end with?
Nick,
Anything
there
else?
was the Rick Pitino at the not Sweet 16 game. He was at the round of 32 game the day after St. John's lost. He was, filmed on the sideline, and then behind him was just a nice pair of boobs. Did you see the photo?
I did, yes.
I think everybody's seen the photo at this point. If not, go on TMZ. TMZ has it posted. Just Rick Pitino not looking at the boobs, but the boobs are just in the background. Cam Soda offered this girl $200,000 to reveal her identity. Wow. This isn't the first time that this type of situation has happened. I just wanted to bring it up on the show because, Nick, I just think all guys love it, Do you think camera guys should start doing this on purpose to try to promote these girls' careers?
Bro, have you ever watched any international soccer games at all?
No.
This is like a staple in the soccer community.
That
Jory is shaking his head because he's a big soccer fan in there.
I found a list.
They find the talent.
Yes.
And I am pro camera ops as a
Yes.
camera op myself.
Yes.
They do it for us.
100%.
And yeah, I think like, bro, Pamela Anderson was like at a Blue Jays game or some shit. They put her up on the Jumbotron, changed her career, changed her life. Trish Stratus, my favorite woman of all time. Same thing, was at like some sporting event. It happens often. Speaking of the World Cup, there was the Croatian girl that was going viral.
Yes, I have her name here.
Oh, so you have a list.
Ivana Knoll
Yeah.
was the Croatian girl, 2018, and the checkered
The checkered
top.
Yeah. A Croatian staple right there.
When I was going through the list, bro, a lot of them are soccer. Jake Paul's ex, Kinsey Wolanski, was flash or no. Kinsey Wolanski ran onto a soccer pitch. That was Vitali's girlfriend at the time. So she ran out in like a one-piece bikini type thing, looking like Pam Anderson. There was a whole bunch. There was one golf one though. I found the golf one to be interesting. So Aliyah Kukomoto.
Okay.
She was seen behind John Rahm. Actually, no, it wasn't John Rahm. It was Brooks Koepka. She was like filmed behind him wearing a hat. I'm going to show you the picture here because it's kind of wild. And this got her like super viral. Just this picture.
Dude, people are mad horny, bro.
Bro, I swear to God. Here, Isaiah, I'll move back to the solo. Oh yeah, there ain't no way you're gonna be able to see that. Fuck that. But anyways, she's literally wearing a hat. You can't even like tell if that's like a a dude. To be honest, Brooks Koepka's like blocking her. But people found, the internet was like, I think I found my true love behind Brooks Koepka on hole 15. Now she's popular. So all these things were leading to me just wondering, like, if girls really want to pop off, like all these OF models that are struggling right now, this has got to be the move. You go to a sporting event, you find a way to fucking maneuver your way down to Celebrity Row. You know the camera op is going to get a shot at you. And then now these girls are getting offered the bag. All for paying what? $300 for a ticket? Call it a marketing expense. You're going to make $250,000.
It's a good flip.
Just make sure that, and then you guys can be calculated with it. You can go look, okay, if you're sitting on this side, you're going to go find the camera guy on that side, and you're going to go slide him a 20. You probably don't even need to slide him a 20. Smack him on the ass and just say, hey, make sure you get me at halftime every single time because I need to be famous. And this is, I mean, free game to the ladies. If I had the ability to do this, I would. I don't. So, yeah. How do you feel about that with women? Like, they deserve it. Like, go get your money.
Yeah, bro.
For the horn dogs.
I've told you my stance, bro. As long as you don't hurt nobody or touch little kids, I'm cool with how you make your money. I'm being so dead ass. Everyone that knows me off the podcast, like I've always said, I'm like, yo, just don't do those two things. I think that's a fair request.
Yep.
You want to sell toes? You want to sell photos? By all means. Good. I'm not going to bitch and moan about it.
Smart.
So if you could capitalize, why not?
Yeah.
Dude, the Hawk Tua girl, she went viral in that video. The dude now, have you seen this fitness guy? The fitness guy with the crazy ass routine.
He puts like his face in
water.
water.
And he got to wear a watch while he runs and a weighted vest and all that shit. Like this guy's going crazy viral too.
I have seen him a lot today.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that about?
But nah, he's just like going viral. So it's like, yo, you have these opportunities that present themselves. Like we were talking about on the show earlier. Amir Khan, Aura.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, get it while you here, boy.
True.
All the hype don't feel the same next year, boy. Cash in. If you could cash in and you don't do those two things, you don't hurt nobody, and you don't touch little kids, Nick Dais approves of this message. That's how I feel. That's genuinely how I feel. Good. It's hard out there. If you can do some shit that you can make some extra cash or turn it into a legitimate career, hopefully you're aligned with some people that can actually help you to either invest that money, save that money, do it the right way, open up new businesses. By all means, capitalize on the opportunity. You get the exposure. A lot of things can happen, right? You didn't even mention the one girl, Julia Rose. Did you mention her?
Julia Rose. Yeah, she was Jake Paul's
girlfriend. She famously at the World Series flashed Garrett Cole. She went crazy viral.
Yep.
Altered her career.
Yeah.
Collabs with bikinis. All these companies, has made her own shit. She had a successful podcast. They broke up. Didn't hurt her brand at all.
It's just, yeah.
Bro.
Sporting events are where the cameras are, ladies. Like, just go, yeah. Because guys would like this, too. I'm also helping the male population out with this, too, by promoting this. So, maybe TickPics needs to do that. Or, like, these, like, ticketing companies. Just with, instead of, unfortunately, like, I'm kind of, like, going against us here. But, like, what are they doing? They should be giving some smoke shows to go to some of these games. Come on now.
Listen, bro, marketing.
Yeah?
Marketing.
Come on now. All right.
So, yeah. Interesting conversations on this episode.
Bro, come on now. You already know.
Let's go.
300 to 1. I put $40 down on it to win $12,000. Woo! Pig, showy. There we go. There we go. Let's fucking go.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Go Hogs.
300 to 1. Jeez.
It's not going to happen, Nick. That's it.
Yo, you know what I'm getting flashes of? McCaffrey MVP. This is what happened, bro.
Holy
this is what happened.
Shit.
Listen, you might have something.
Hear me out. Because we also, another one of our viral clips was us going over the best sports betting hits of all time. and we were like going down the list, bro, this would be up there. This would be very high on the list. 300 to 1 is nuts. I also doubled down on 80 to 1 this after the weekend ended.
Let me tell you something just to wrap on this,
Mm-hmm.
a betting tidbit. Plus 800 is really fucking hard to hit.
Agreed.
We live in a social media society right now and in a sports betting space that if I send you a parlay
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, yo, bro, send me a UFC parlay this weekend, right? UFC Mexico, shouts to Vince Morales, good luck down there. I send you a 4-leg parlay and it pays plus 600. Do you know what 9 out of my 10 friends or fans that ask me bets say to that?
That's not enough, Nick.
That's exactly what they tell me.
Yeah.
Everybody wants $25 to buy the win. Like,
Correct.
they want $25 to win $8K. They want bets like yours right now. What was it, 40 to win $12K?
Yeah.
Those are the bets that they want.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling people, like, yo, it is very difficult to hit a plus 800 parlay, a 25 to 1 parlay, a 30 to 1 future. Like, you're talking about, these are don't get discouraged or upset when you hit bets and the number is green. You know, like we say, like, green is good. Not only because of the money, because when you cash a ticket on the apps, it's green. The number's in green.
Correct.
As opposed to it being in black or in red. It's LGs, you lost, you just donated to the good folks at MGM or Win or wherever you're at. So I just wanted to make that a point. I know you don't feel this way, but just in general, like social media, it's like, oh, dude, that's it? 25. Like, I remember I put a subathon one time. It was like $25 to win 300. And people were like, dude, that sucks. I'm like, okay, it didn't hit. But
yeah.
So that's bad. That's 12 to 1. No. Yeah, 12 to 1.
Yeah, it's asinine. Stop. Listen to this, because this is true. All right, if they're marketing, all these sports betting companies are marketing for you to put parlays in, do the complete fucking opposite. They're going to promote what makes them money. So don't do what they promote. I think it's as simple as that. I know where I stand on this. I've never felt more excited. Last year I had NC State where I was like a halfway bought in. They made a deep run to the Elite Eight. I was fired up about that. I'm very confident about this Coach Calipari team. Nick, they're young. They don't know any better. I'm so fired up. They are going to. The last time Arkansas met up with Texas Tech, 5-5 went viral. Maybe it maybe people bring it back up. I don't know. Maybe Texas Tech fans are going to be like, well, fucking, we had to go through this again. That you're damn right. Welcome to it. Welcome to it. Yeah, that's my little promo.
Nah, listen, bro. I'm with you. I'll be rooting for it. I don't got no feel. I threw $50, 75 or $50 on St. John's just because of Queens. The amount of people that hit me up and they're like, bro, that was a terrible pick. Like, they can't shoot threes. I'm like, bro, I'm from New York. Like,
it was their best year they've had in a long time.
Yeah,
They're a 2 seed.
Well, it's $75. It's not changing anything. Yeah, they were a 2 seed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, for me, it was just, some people are just annoying, man. And it ties into how we got to this conversation about, like, people are greedy, bro. Even yesterday, I hit a soccer bet over the weekend. And I was telling Jory, I was like, damn, bro, I was 1 goal away from like $6,200. I ended up winning $1,300.
Nice.
Yeah, on like a $35 bet.
That's huge.
UEFA Nations. Of course, I didn't post it beforehand or after. But it's like, all right, well, I'm upset I didn't win $6,200, but why aren't I excited that this weekend I had a pretty good UFC weekend and then a soccer weekend? It's like, yo, be happy. Don't be greedy.
Correct.
So that's what happens, because there's gonna be a week where I'm gonna lose $400, and then I'm gonna be like, damn, it would have been nice if I won $100.
Correct.
Because that's a $500 swing. So, yeah, just don't be greedy. Hope you guys enjoyed this show. We'll be back later this week. And yeah, thank you all for the support. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, share the content, please. Please, por favor, share the content. And yeah, anything else you got to say?
Nah, bro. See you guys on Wednesday. Peace.
I'm a gold medalist, bronze like your medal is. So many deer in headlights, but it's bedtime. Hear that supper bell, main course, be the venison.
Dab.
Most dangerous game. Either kill or be killed.